Yo guys, what is up? Today I'm gonna bring you the match. Season 4, GPC Season 4, Week 2 versus Bangla Wash. Check out the team builder in the description down below because there you can see my whole mind, my whole thought process during the team building. You can see my team that I prepared, the team that I'm prepared facing. As you can see, I have predicted the exact team, so that's nice because I was very much restricted to predicting everything correctly, since he has a massive team matchup, which I also mentioned in the team analysis. So check it out. Also in the description down below there will be links to my opponent, the Uzair Gunner. Check out his content. He's pretty high on the ladder, so if you want to check some like good OU content, then go to him. Also, he has fantastic promos for his GPC matches, so if you're into that, then definitely check him out. But yeah, we're gonna go on to the match. His team, you can like predict the set. At least in my team analysis, I predict the sets he was gonna bring, and we'll have to see if that actually is true. If I was correct, I am gonna be banking on those sets mainly, as that's yeah, because I don't have the matchup advantage at all. So I have to make risky plays. I have to assume things and basically be correct in the same time. So I predicted him to lead off with, well actually I hoped for him to lead off with something other than Tyranitar, other than Mew and other than Nidoqueen, because in that, if he didn't, then I could get up Stealth Rocks with my Bronzong. Unfortunately he does lead off with Nidoqueen and I cannot get Stealth Rocks up because, I will quickly explain my thought process right here. I don't have switch-ins to Nidoqueen at all, and I don't know if he's defensive or offensive. I didn't know, I couldn't tell from the start. Of course, as you can see from the damage, it's offensive, but I didn't have any switch-ins. My best switch-in, my only resist to the fire move is Aerodactyl, and I get bopped by an ice move, and I only have Aerial Ace, so I cannot do enough damage to Bambi's mom over here to where I can kill it and come out on top. So I decided to go for the EQ, scouting for the damage. If it was defensive, then the damage was crucial. Also, I potentially could have been Sugar Berry for the EQs from Mamoswine and Scolipede. And Aerodactyl, by the way, so that's why I went with the EQ. And as you can see, the EQ does quite a bit of damage, so he's offensive, and the damage means that I can KO him with Scolipede's EQ right here, so that's cool. Hoped he would overpredict right here. I took a while with my play because I kinda wanted to go into Aerodactyl, but then again I didn't KO, so yeah. But hoped he might potentially would have predicted that, and I went for Stealth Rocks, but that didn't work. Going to Mamoswine, trying to revenge kill it. I am Choice Bandit, so I knew that for a fact it was gonna go into Suicune and scout for the damage. I do a lot of damage, so I do put Suicune on a bit of a pressure, which is funny because that's his ability. Double switch into, oh, well, not double switch really, but I switched into Gorgeist, predicting the double switch. If he would go for Skull, that would have been an okay middle ground play, but I'm pretty sure that he was gonna go into Tangrowth, as that is his only resist to ground, and it's the resist to my Choice Bandit EQ, of course. Didn't know what kind of set Tangrowth was going to be running, but turns out he's Life Orb, so that's really scary, but also maybe pretty cool. Go for the Will-O-Wisp, trying to get him low, putting him on a timer basically, pressuring him, and going to Aerodactyl, basically predicting a knockoff or the Sledge Bomb, predicting my Scolipede. Works out. I make another double switch back into Gorgeist, knowing he's likely gonna switch out, and this is actually a pretty crucial turn because I go into Gorgeist and he switches out his Mew into Bambi's mom over here. Mew was actually a big issue for my team, and I expected him to be. He had 5 potential moves that he could be running on Mew, and that's gonna be an attacking move. Likely gonna be either knockoff or psychic. For like breaking substitutes and doing the damage to Scolipede. I also predicted him to potentially be a Tanga Berry, so that's why I figured for maybe Psychic for Scolipede, and Taunt, Defog, Will-O-Wisp and Roost. Either of those 4 moves would be in the last 3 move slots, so he's got a 5 move slot syndrome, but I didn't know what move he left out. So I went for the lead seat right there on the Mew, basically predicting him to not have Taunt, scouting for the Taunt mainly. And he switches out, so that almost confirms to me that he doesn't have Taunt. Go for the lead seat. He maybe predicted something else, but this means the lead seat means he's in range of an Aerodactyl's Aerial Ace, so that's fantastic. I go for the protect. Potentially could have predicted the switch, predicted double switch, but I didn't. at this point, I was really fearing the choice banded Tyranitar at this point because I didn't know what set he was at, yet. If I knew he was going to be Scarf, which he turns out to be, if I knew I was going to be Scarf, then I would have stayed and gone for the Will-O-Wisp because that's basically all that Gourgeist is useful for. But I switched it to Clefable knowing it's going to go for Crunch, just for a safe middle ground play. Again, switching back into Gourgeist because Gourgeist annoys his team a lot. So yeah, I'm going to switch back into Gourgeist. He's going to go for the Toxic, showing that he is likely going to be Rest, Scald, Toxic, and Roar. Because I predicted him to be Rest Talk, Roar, and Scald, but with the Toxic he's likely going to be no Sleep Talk potentially, or no Scald. But yeah, he shows the rest right here. I just put pressure on him by the Leech Seed and the Seed Bomb damage, and keeping him in range of 2-hit KOing him with Memswine or Scorpion, or a combination of the two. So yeah, with Toxic I'm being put on a timer, so that's a little bit annoying, but I do push Suicune out of the game by having him asleep and at the low range of health. So yeah, go for the Seed Bomb. Doesn't do that much damage as Mew, but that does confirm to me that he is a physically defensive Mew, and I don't see leftovers, so that's fantastic. It probably means that he is in fact Tangerberry, so that's not good, but also I know that now. So yeah, I contemplated for this play a lot, the Elite Seed play, because like I said, I predicted him to have Taunt, because without Taunt, my Clefable can basically set up on a Mew. So I predicted him to have Taunt, but I just needed to scout for it. If he had Taunt, he would have gone for it right there. If he didn't have Taunt, then I can do anything else. But if he went for the Taunt, I didn't have any switch-ins basically, because Clefable would have been shut down. Scolipede would have not been able to KO because of the Tango Berry, which I didn't ever confirm, but he's likely gonna have Tango Berry. Memswine gets burned, I don't want Memswine to get burned, and Aerodactyl doesn't switch in onto a Will-O-Wisp, and if he went for the Taunt, then I would have been shut down as well. So, oh crap, 1 second. So as you can see right here, I missed the Lead Seed, sorry for that by the way. I missed the Lead Seed, which is kind of annoying because I would have liked the Lead Seed on that. Switch out knowing that I can use it for Death Fodder, and knowing that he likely doesn't have Taunt, and I'm going to be banking on that. And as you can see right here, he doesn't have Taunt, so that's fantastic. That means that Clefable can basically set up on this even. He did get the Speed F drop, which is annoying. Luckily the first roll, the 31% was a high roll and the 43% was a lower roll. So yeah, I can live and I can basically set up on this and just stall it out, and he notices this soon enough, so he's gonna switch out into Nidoqueen, pressuring me out. I just wanted to have Clefable at a good amount of health, basically, that's all I wanted. Yes, as you can see, he goes into Nidoqueen right here. I switch out, I have two plays. I could have sacked Gourgeist, or I could have switched into Memswine. I opted to go for the Memswine switch. The only reason why I didn't want Memswine to be weakened is to live like Super Power from the Scarf Titan. But I figured that was basically not gonna happen anytime soon. So I switched into Memswine, knowing that I could take any hit from the Nidoqueen. Go for the EQ, he's likely gonna predict that, but that's fine. I predicted him to switch out here, double switching out, as with the Regenerator he could have been able to like do something else against my team. But he stays in, unfortunately for me, because that means that I lose my Memswine right here. If he actually double switched, I would have gained a lot of momentum right there, because I would have likely like hit up something offensive on his team trying to get momentum. But it didn't work out for me, unfortunately. But it is my first kill. It's going to Gourgeist because of the burn. I go into Scolipede because Scolipede, I need something to threaten out his team and potentially set up spikes. I contemplated for this play as well because I figured he was going to switch out, but I just couldn't risk this, so I went for the Mega Horn and KO'd it. I figured he would like potentially sack Nidoqueen or switch into Nidoqueen and then switch out again on the EQ, for example, but yeah, I went for the Mega Horn and luckily it hits and KOs the T-Tor from the range where it's at, like full. So that's cool. Here I make a bit misplay. As you can see, I'll let go. I switched into Aerodactyl. This was like not the best play because I predicted him to go for Fake Out. He's obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but he is likely gonna go for the return in hindsight, of course, and he actually goes for that move. So what I should have done is I should have sacked Gourgeist. I didn't, which could come into play because yeah, I switched into Aerodactyl, take a lot of damage from this. And luckily he's scared out by my Aerodactyl. He is adamant, so I cannot speed him. Yeah, maybe not for the Mag evolution, and that's why it was maybe a misplay, but luckily he's scared out, so that's fantastic. Bambi's mom dies to the incoming air relay, so that's fantastic, because now he doesn't have anything for the Clefable unless he still has Taunt Mew, or he has something on Megalopoly to deal with it. Go for the Taunt to shut down Mew, and go for the 2 air relays, because I figured I didn't have Roost in this, I opted to go for Toxic instead. In hindsight I should have gone for Roost, of course, but that's hindsight. So yeah, I went for the 2 air relays, put him in range of the Scoliped's Mega Horn to kill even through the Tanga Berry. It does 45% minimum, so I went for that, but that didn't really help because I missed Mega Horn, and that's kind of bad. However, it kind of is not too bad, because this means that I can set up on this Mew. He doesn't switch out into Lopunny right here, which is kind of the play that he should have made in my opinion. But he does so right here. I guess he missed the Will-O-Wisp, which is annoying, but yeah, I missed fucking Mega Horn, so yeah. But yeah, he went into the Lopunny right there. He went for the Healing Wish, so I kind of figured that this was going to be a game at this point, because he needed to hit me up, put me in like a range where I could potentially be stalled out or whatever. I don't know, man. But he's gonna Healing Wish himself back into Suicune, and that's gonna be basically a game, because he roars me out right here. I knew that would have roar. I die, my Gyarados dies on the following turn, but I can still set up because both of them are set up for Clefable. So in the end, Clefable is gonna pull through because he doesn't have Taunt on Mew, which is fantastic. He opted to go for the defog instead, and luckily that didn't come into play. So yeah, if he would have Taunt Mew, then I would have lost the game. But he didn't have Taunt Mew, so that's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is gonna be a little bit stalled out, so I'm gonna speed this up. This takes like another 15 turns for me to actually win the game. But I play as safe as possible right here, not wanting to choke the game away in some way. I didn't think I could, but I just play as safe as possible. But yeah, good game to Uzair. Fantastic opponent. I'm just excited, and I'm happy that I didn't play like a fucking moron again. Basically, last week I played like an idiot. I'm still annoyed because of it. I'm very competitive, so those losses, especially losses that are not good games at all, I take those to my heart. If it was a good game and I still lost, then I would have been fine with it, but it wasn't a good game at all. Luckily, I could pull this back in this week, because Bluezy Gunner is definitely a playoff contender, so especially with this team he has, it's scary as shit, and I don't want to face it again, because that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, good game to Uzair. I'm just excited that I won, man. I am now at a -1 differential still, because I lost 2-0 in the first week, and I won 1-0 in this week. But I am back in the race for the playoffs, luckily. So I'm excited for that. I'm just happy. Yeah, anything else I basically want to say about this game? I don't think so, actually. I guess I'm just gonna let this play out. As you can see, I do go for Moonblast and it doesn't kill. So I'm gonna make a safe play and set up to +6, and I can KO Oko the Mew from that range as well. Because he was physically defensive, not specially defensive, I could just KO him from the 85% I think he has after the Roost. So, or Softball, I think it's Softball actually. But yeah, I win this game quite comfortably in the end with the Clefable. So I'm just happy. I'm just happy I won. I don't know what to say, man. Especially since the game is a little bit stalled out. But yeah, check out my opponent. He's a fantastic battler. Really high in the ladder as well. So yeah, check him out for just that stuff alone. Clefable pulled through. I am excited that Clefable put in the work. I didn't expect it to, because I really expected him to have Taunt Mew. But Clefable, luckily I ended up with this Clefable set, and oh, phew. Yes, I did it. Oh man, I'm just happy that I'm back in the game, because this week and next week I'm facing 2 very difficult opponents with very, very good teams. And I wouldn't have been able to live with it going 0-3 in the first 3 weeks at all. I wanted to go 2-0, or at least 1-0 in the first week, but yeah, I fucked that up. So I needed this win to gain some confidence back in this team and gain some confidence back in myself. So thankfully thankfully I did, and I played. I kept my mind, I kept my head straight, and didn't make any rushed plays or anything. I took my time with my games, with my plays, considering every single option, and yeah, I eventually won the game that way. So I should probably do that again sometime. But yeah, thanks Yusi for the game, and hopefully you enjoyed this. If you agreed with my plays, or if you would have made a different play somewhere along the lines, and let me know, of course, in the comments down below, because I'm always open to see how other people would have decided to win the game. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, and definitely check out my opponent. Check out all the other links in the description as well. All of the GPC contenders will be in there. So a lot of good games this week actually, so check them out. Some surprising victories or defeats, so definitely keep an eye out for those as well. But yeah, that's it for now, and goodbye.